child from dropping out of school in the event that an unfortunate event does happen. And I'm sure we'll be going into a lot more detail on that this morning. Now, it will enable the parent to give the parents and guardians the much needed peace of mind, whether the child is in kindergarten or university, and even in some cases, whether this child is in college. For as long as it's a child still in school, Elimu Smart will be that solution that will take care of that for you. Now, for over 50 years, Britam has built a solid reputation as being the #1 education insurance provider for the Kenyan market. Now, Elimu Smart reflects our commitment to adapt to this very changing, ever-changing times, implementing strategy that prioritizes you, our customers' needs, and an overall customer experience that continues to be supportive. Now, our 2021 to 2025 strategy seeks to transform Britam by putting customer needs first while deploying customer insights, analytics, and technology to meet those needs and then give our customers a better experience and as well as expand our customer base. Now, while improving our efficiencies, we are also setting foundation for an organization built on digital innovation, really at the core of our products, of our servicing, of our distribution, and continuing to engage you as our customers. Our innovative agenda, as demonstrated through this launch and as we'll be going through today, is to launch new solutions that affirm Britam's determination in continuously contributing to this very critical social purpose insurance companies play in developing products that seek to protect individuals, protect families, communities, and businesses, while at the same time enhancing financial security, meeting financial goals, and enhancing overall peace of mind. So allow me to take this opportunity to introduce our partner, who will take us through the organization and what they are about and how they're leveraging on technology to support customers within this insurance sector. And with me here is Eunice Mainamboro. Eunice is the CEO and founder of Bismart. Eunice?
Today, we are launching Elimu Smart, a product that enables parents. You know, we all parents, we take time to select the school where we want our children to go. It is normally a tedious process. And we have a reason why we choose the school that we choose for our children. And we know that some unfortunate events may happen and make our children move from that school. We say that life is unpredictable, but our children's school does not need to be unpredictable. So that's why we designed this Elimu Smart, so that we keep your child in the school that you chose, whether you're here or you're in the next life.
Thank you everyone for joining us. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming to our webinar, and we hope that you learn amazing things and that we get to work together from here onwards. Derek, our in-house software, social media guy, will share another video as more guests are coming. Derek? you everybody for joining us. You're welcome to listen to what we have to say today, and please feel free to chat in the chat box and ask any questions you may have. And I'd like to ask Derek to start us off with a word of prayer.
Let's pray. God, we come before you this morning, praising you and worshiping you, marking this auspicious day as we go on with our activities. We pray that you are going to bless the work of our hands, that you're going to open our eyes to new opportunities and to see you and ourselves for who we really are. I pray this believing and trusting in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Derek. Again, I want to welcome all of you for joining us. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And again, feel free to engage with us in the chat box and ask any questions you may have. I'd like to introduce the CEO of Bismart Insurance to give us a word or two. Eunice Maina.
Thank you, Paris, for this morning. Hi, everybody. It's good to see all of you having joined on time. We're really honored, and I can say that it's truly an honor that you have joined us. It also means that you really believe in us, and you're here to, to learn and also to, to spread the gospel of insurance. So as Paris has said, my name is Eunice Maina. I'm the CEO and founder of Bismart. And mine is just to, give you a story of Bismart, where we've come from, where we are going, and what we believe we can do together to ensure that your properties, your children's lives are guaranteed. Of course, we can't guarantee life, but to ensure that the financial situation of your children and even for you are guaranteed. So I'll just start by, I keep talking about this, but I'll keep talking about it because it's our story. We began Bismart in 2017, and this was after I had worked in an insurance company, actually Britam, for 8 years. And I started as a sales insurance agent. And for me, having come from a technology background, it kept bothering me why customers were complaining that, they did not know what is covered, what is not covered. And one of the biggest complaints that I got is that, I did not know that I'm not covered for this. And now they are telling me at the moment when I am supposed to be getting my claim paid. And that used to anger me a lot. And they say that entrepreneurship is about, when you get so angry about a problem that you really want to put your life onto it to solve it. And there were many issues that were being raised. And so in 2017, I decided, I'm going to leave my good job to just solve these problems because I was tired of solving them. Now, have we been able to solve them? That's a story that you can tell us whether we're doing it. So in 2017, we began, and it's been a journey of, just finding out. We started as a comparison platform, basically what we call a supermarket of insurance. And the whole idea was, how can you, the way you walk into Tuskegee is gone. The way you walk into Naivas and you choose the bread that you like, you'll find there's Enns Valley, there's Broadway's, there's other types of bread. And you choose based on either your taste or how it feels when you touch it. And so our imagination was, how can you choose insurance in that way? Based on your taste, your preference, and because insurance is not tangible, then we had to think, how do we simplify the terms, the jargons, because I think we, in the insurance sector, we are so full of jargons. And so we tried to simplify the terms. And if you find they're not simple, please let us know, because we are again too close to it that we don't see that we have simplified enough, such that you're able to not only compare on price, because cheap can be also expensive, but you're able to compare based on benefits, exclusions, and all this you do before you pay your money. So that is how then we were able to match technology and insurance. That was in 2017. In 2018, we won the award for the Women in Tech. We were among the 5 that won the award of the most innovative and scalable business in that particular cohort. And I must say we've been winning. And in 2020, you all know what happened. COVID happened, and it was time for us to now solve the next problem. The first problem we were solving was the lack of transparency. And now the next problem is that, and this is a complaint that I had before, that the products in the market do not speak to me as a Kenyan. They're heavily borrowed, and we are expected to just fit into the way it works in the UK and other places. And so in 2020, because of COVID, I think it was a moment that we took a step back as a company and asked, how can we solve this problem? And that's how we were able to design. We designed actually 2 products. The first product that we launched was the Afya Smart. I'm sure you've heard about it. Afya Smart is whereby, and this is the whole reasoning, that I, as a person, when I take insurance, I take for me, my spouse, and my kids. But the truth is that the people who ask me for money to pay bills are not my spouse and my kids, not always. So you'll find that my mother will ask, will go to the hospital and I'm expected to pay. My brother, his wife, his kids, even my friends, when they go to the hospital and the bill is high, they come for me to fundraise. And so we decided to break one of the rules called the insurable interest, because one of the principles of insurance is that it is limited to your spouse and the people who stand to lose, or rather to how do I put it? It is limited to your nuclear family. But you see, in Kenya and in Africa, that's not how we work. My insurable interest extends to my friends, because when they're in trouble, I am in trouble. My financial status is affected. So Afya Smart is that product that you come together. You don't have to be related, and you can changa and share our insurance benefits. Today, we are not here to talk about Afya Smart, but it is important that you know that we are continuously listening. And it is good that you ask us the questions. We may not have the answers now, but we are committed to continuously seek solutions to your questions. So basically, we put our life on the line. It is not easy. It is difficult to make sure that we don't know when it will happen. This is what people call 20 years overnight success. So we may take 20 years or 30 years, but I know that we will get there. So the other product that we've innovated is the Elimu Smart. Now, this is one time, and I think I shared this on my Facebook. I met this customer, and he told me, Eunice, don't tell me about savings, don't tell me about investment. Why? Because I believe so long as I am alive and healthy, I can make money to pay school fees for my kids. I had gone to sell to him an education policy. And he told me, give me a policy that can pay school fees for my kids if I'm dead. And at that time, I was new in the insurance industry. I didn't know what happens, how products are made. And so I kept it at the back of my mind. I really tried to look for a solution for this customer. Maybe he's here or not. And then the next thing that happened, one time my son always finds me home whenever he comes from school, because I mean, since I left the formal employment. And one day he came with a paper telling me that the teacher asked them to fundraise for a child who had lost a dad. And I looked at that paper and I imagined, how much can people raise to educate a child who has been left by their father or the mother? And that kept me thinking, how can we solve this problem? And that is how Elimu Smart was born. It was born to, when everybody, when we go for barrios, people come and they promise things. They say, watoto wako, hawataumia, tutasimama na wewe, I'm sure you know that story. And then after 2 weeks, kids are going back to school. And this is from actually experience from people that I know closely, weeks, and you have no school fees. And there are people who really promised on that day. And so Elimu Smart is basically trying to solve that problem. That when you go to choose a school, you choose a school because of several reasons. It is either because it has extracurricular activities, or you like their academics, or there's something you like about that school. And all we want is, in the event, and God forbid, none of us is going anywhere. We are going to be here for a long time, for many years, to see our kids go to school. But if in the event that doesn't happen, I would want, when I'm looking down, to see my son is called Marcus, to see my son go to the school that I chose. That's what I would want to see. And so forgive me, because this purely, it's really based on what I would want to see. And I believe that many of the parents would want to see that. So it's not just about death. I know people say, insurance people just want to talk about death and death. But truth be told, it's with us, whether we like it or not. They say there are only two sure things: death and taxes. So you must pay your tax, and death is the only guarantee. The rest, being born is not a guarantee. You may not have been born, but death, so long as you are born, death is a guarantee. And the other thing we looked at is death is not the only reason. I could get diagnosed with a critical illness, and I am even trying to fundraise and hope that none of us here will need to fundraise, because we have other products that can solve that problem, to fundraise for medical bills. But you're not well, you're not able to work. If you're a business person, you're not able to earn an income because of this sickness that you're trying to manage. Can your child continue going to the same school? This is what we want to guarantee. And ladies and gentlemen, I am begging, please join us in this, because it is not right for our children. Remember, death of a parent is painful. Sickness of a parent is painful to a child. But we can alleviate this pain. The pain of losing friends from the school. Remember, imagine your kid has to be transferred from a school where they already have teachers who support them. They already have friends who actually look at them as the heroes. And now you're not there, God forbid, or you're unwell, you're in India going through treatment, and they have to be moved to deal with now your issues and deal with now the loss of friends. We can prevent this. And one of the things we've done is to make it very affordable and very easy for you to access it, so that then you don't have to, to overthink about it. And I hope after this, all of you are going to sign up your kids, because it is, we don't want to meet you and we're having to deal with these issues. So I can talk a lot, but one thing I'll say is that insurance is about replacing income. It's not about preventing death or preventing sicknesses. It's about, if this situation happens, can life continue, specifically financial life continue? Now, this is how you make a decision whether you need insurance or not. If you know, for example, if you know that if, for those who are driving, that if your car is a write-off, that you can simply just buy another car without overthinking, then you don't need insurance for your car. You don't need to just take the third party, which is the government requirement, because you have a source of, you have your own insurance. And it's the same thing we are saying. If you know that if today, if you're not there, your kids can continue. And the other thing I've seen is, for example, if I lost my husband, and what I've seen is people losing spouses, and the whole process of even getting the property that they owned. It's such a tedious process and a long process. It may take years. I know of someone, it has taken 2 years to even be able to get what their husband had left. Now, this product that we have designed is not subjected to the legal issues of, letters of administration, such things. So it ensures that life continues so quickly without the hassles and bustles. So with those many remarks, I want to stop there, but I'm available for questions, and let Paris continue the next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eunice. That was so informative and heartwarming and reassuring. I hope we all felt the same way. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Susan.
Good morning. I don't know why I'm trying to start my video and it seems to be failing. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. I seem to be having a challenge with my video. Maybe before I can get to that, Eunice, can you just maybe give a brief introduction as I try to continue, as I try to connect kindly? I seem to be having a challenge.
Okay. Thank you, Susan. Maybe what Paris did not say is that Susan is works with Britam. And what we are doing is we realize that alone we cannot make the big difference that we want to make. And we have a big dream. We have a dream of building financial resilience in Africa, not Kenya. Our dream is not in Kenya. And we're looking at, having impacted Africa in terms of how can that kiosk owner, that shop owner, in case anything happens to their shop, how can they continue, remain because insurance is about returning you back to the position where you were before the loss occurred. How can they keep going on with business as soon as possible? And so to do this, we have to get partners. We need to collaborate with other people who have more resources than we do. Paris, please mute everybody. Yeah. So the question we've been asking is, how do we grow faster? And the best way to grow, and for those who are in business, is to collaborate. The 844 system doesn't teach us a lot about collaboration. It's more about, your individual success. So that is why it focuses more on, passing that exam so that you become the hero. However, the world is not looking for individual successful people. It's looking for people who succeed together as a team or as a community or as a country. And so that is one of the things that we are doing. And that's how we brought Britam on board to be able to underwrite the Elimu Smart, so that we can leverage on their expertise when it comes to underwriting products, when it comes to the brand positioning. So we are continuously looking for such partners. The other thing I would want to say is that it is not an overnight success. It's something that we have to keep working on, and we are asking for your support in this. Now, did you mute
sorry,
me?
Eunice. Sorry, when I was muting, I muted you by mistake. I apologize.
All right.
Please.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, we have a big dream. We start where we are, and where we are is that we have Elimu Smart, and we've collaborated with Britam. We have Afia Smart, and by the way, those are not the only products we do. As I said, it's a supermarket. So anytime you think about insurance, you should think about Bismart, and it's an online platform, convenient. Just go and compare a loan at night, and then you can ask a question. We have live chat. Basically, we are really leveraging on technology to ensure that you get what you want. Susan, you're back?
Yes, I am. Thank you for
Okay.
that,
Please
Lois.
proceed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, so my name is Susan Madenke. Thank you for the introduction, Paris and Lois. Representing Britam today. So like Lois has mentioned, yes, we are working together in partnership with Britam to bring this product, because we believe there's a need in a market, and this product can actually be able to meet that need. Yeah, so it's something that is, I think it's going to change things for us. It's going to make life easier for most of our people, because there are so many things that are happening out there that you do not have control over. But at least the one thing that you at least need to know, I can be sure of this, is the fact that at least my child will be going to school. Yeah. Nowadays, as you can see, normally you find education has become a basic need. It's no longer something that you do as an optional, an option that you have. You actually choose it for your children, because they will not be able to get a job. Even for you, even for business, you can't be able to do business, at least without that little knowledge that we normally get through our education. So I'm going to just give you a brief about Britam, because I know maybe there are some of us who may not know who Britam is. We have a good company to work with. I think that's why even Bismart chose us as an ideal partner. We are actually known very well for education policies. We are very big in the market. We're actually the market leaders, just to be very precise, in the business of education policies. So we do take care of the needs of our children in terms of education. So Britam is it's a big company, I would say. It's a multinational company. We are based in different places. But one thing I'd probably be sure that you probably don't know is that we've been in the market for 56 years. I'm not so sure we have many people maybe who have joined us today who are at that age. So we've been in the market for 56 years. So that should tell you the level of experience as well that we have when we're dealing with such a product. We know exactly what your pain points are, and we want to make sure that we actually give you what you're looking for. So now Britam is it's more, we are known for insurance, yes, but we are a diversified financial services company. We deal with more than just insurance. Yeah, we are known for insurance, but we do more than just insurance. We will look at your investment needs. We will look at your pension needs. There are so many things out there that you probably don't know about. For instance, like maybe which is the best option. People normally know bank accounts, they know money market, but there are other investments that you can actually take advantage of. I think there's someone talking, maybe we can mute them.
I request everyone to please mute.
Just mute the mics to allow us to have one conversation.
Now, next page, next week.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So now, Britam is a diversified financial services institution. We do have different kinds of services, but what makes us again a company that you can actually count on is the fact that we are listed in the NSE. So anything that Britam does out there, we must go back to the public domain and tell them this is what we are going to do. That's why you saw us launch Elimu Smart, yeah, about 2 weeks ago, because we want people to know what we are doing. We want our shareholders, and I'm sure probably there are some of us who have joined us today who are shareholders. So we want you to know exactly what we are doing. How are we using that money that you've invested with us when you became a shareholder? So those are some of the things that you can count on. The other thing that you can actually count on is that we are under a regulator, that is the Insurance Regulatory Authority, that is IRA. So normally I would advise anyone, if you're doing any investment, you're putting your money somewhere, you need to make sure that you work with an institution that is registered under a certain authority. That makes sure that there is no fishy deals happening. And if there's anything like that, then that person will be held responsible. That is why you hear people buying pieces of land from some certain institution. Then after some time, you hear that institution, people disappeared with that money. Yeah. So for you to actually remain safe, this is how you can actually be able to make sure that you do that. Okay. So as a company as well, we are located in various places. We have interest in various markets, not just Kenya. Kenya is the biggest market, of course, but we also do have Uganda, we have Tanzania, we have Rwanda, South Sudan, Mozambique, Malawi. We hope that we have people who are foreigners here who have joined us today. East African community, Uganda, Tanzania. We're always working together. So if there's anyone in the team who is here, please feel free to tell us through the chat box. Just write to us, tell us where you're joining us from, so that tunaweza wakaribisha. I hope mmewakilishwa watu wa Tanzania and Ugandans. Yeah. So the other thing you can count on when you buy from Britam, or when you work together with us, with Bismart to get products, is strategic partners. Yeah, so we do have IFC, that is the International Finance Corporation, which is the investment wing of World Bank Group. So we have very strong investors who work with Britam. So you can at least count on having very good, let's say, very good strategic partners at the back of your head. Have that as some of the things that you can count on. We do have other Africa Invest as well, who are also international corporations. We have Swiss Re, who are also international. They actually are an insurance company. So you find those are very, very strong partners that you can count on by working with us, Britam, and together with Bismart, our partners. So those are very good partners that you can count on, and they also make us accountable. So, and that's why you'll find everything that happens in the public domain is actually something that we report to all of you, and not just the customers who are with us, but also the shareholders and the guys who are in the public who want to know exactly what is this company doing with the money that we've invested. So I've mentioned we are a diversified financial services. So yes, we do offer other things other than insurance. We do have pension. We do have investment products that you can actually put your money and get some good returns. Most of us don't know we also have medical insurance. Yeah, so we do have everything in one place. Let me just say a one-stop shop for every financial need that you have. So for Britam, that's all that we have on the Britam side in terms of just the introduction. I hope you've learned something about us so that you know who you're getting into business with. Yeah, thank you so much, Paris. I'll hand over back to you.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you. I hope we've all learned something. I'd like to welcome our speaker, Lois Juma from Bismart. Lois.
Thank you, Paris, for that. Like Susan has said, and as Eunice has said, thank you very much for the brief introduction and thorough knowledge about why we are here today and what we will be discussing. It is said, show me your friends and I will know who you are. Bismart has joined with Britam as one of our friends, and it is one of a friend that we put in front of us. This is because they have 56 years of experience, and we want to see in the next 56 years, where is Britam? Where is Bismart? Sorry, we want to see Bismart being one of the best in the market in the next 56 years. So I'll go straight to the product knowledge and how you can be able to get it and what are the benefits. Sorry, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, you can, Les.
So yes, Elimu Smart is a school fees protection plan that enables your kids to be able to continue in the same school that you had selected in the eventuality that an unexpected occurs to you. This is either critical illness like cancer or accidents that lead to death or even permanent disabilities. A reason why we want you to be able to enjoy Elimu Smart, this is because Elimu Smart is a term, it's renewable every year, and this is why so many people prefer it. Being that it is renewable every year, you do not have to worry what your budget will be next month. Once you renew it, you pay once a year and as little as 368 shillings per year to be able to insure 15,000 shillings, or depending on your kids' school fees. The amount insured normally depends on your kids' school fees. I'll give an example. I've given an example of 15,000, you're able to insure at 368. Another example is if you're paying 100,000 as your school fees per year for your kid, you'll be able to insure with just 2,473 shillings. And the child, it is an affordable cover for all school fees. So I have seen on the chat a number of questions. One of the questions is, does it cover university? Does it cover college students? Yes, it does cover. So long as the kid is in school, it will be able to cover the protection of the kids' school fees. So no medical is required regardless of the age. So even if you're 54, you're 56, and you want to ensure that someone's education is covered, then you're able to join the policy. I will move next to the benefits, and this, my friend from Britam will be able to take us through. Susan.
Yes. So now sorry about that. So now for the bit on the benefits of this product, Elimu Smart gives you an opportunity to get something that you not get with other existing conventional, because we do have very good products in the market. Like as we told you, we are actually one of the best in the market. But I can tell you there's something unique about Elimu Smart that you can actually take advantage of. The number one is the fact that it gives you a safety net. And this is something that Eunice talked about. So normally you'll find possibly, God forbid, as a parent, you have taken your child to the best school. And that is what we want, all of us as parents. You want to make sure that your child goes to the best school. You want to give them better than what you actually had an opportunity from your parents. So that is a desire that every parent wants. But let me put it like this. You'll find most families, you'll always find this, that one sibling possibly who has more money than the others. Yeah, the one who normally we say, I may make it, isn't it? So you'll find that that person has really tried, they've done their best and they've taken their child to a very good school. Then God forbid, like has been said, death is something that you cannot be able to avoid. It will happen to all of us. Even things like cancer. Right now in Kenya, around 48,000 people every year get cancer, isn't it? So you find there are some things that you cannot prevent, accidents, and that's why it's called an accident, because you're not able to control. So the one thing you can be able to control is the school fees amount that you're paying. You choose for your child the best school that they can actually go to. But what happens if anything happens to you and you cannot be able to maintain the level of education because of income? For instance, if you become disabled, possibly you used to be a salesperson, you normally go to the field around and talk to people. When you're disabled, that becomes a problem. So that means your income is affected. So that means, for instance, let's say maybe you pass on, God forbid, and you've left people behind, of course, who are not earning the same income that you are earning when you are alive. So you've left your children into the hands of someone who cannot manage to give them the same level of education that you have. So Elimu Smart now gives you that safety net of saying, okay, my children, this is the level of education I want. It will cost me this amount of money. So this is the amount of money I need to put away as a parent. And you can actually be able to count on Elimu Smart to say, I'll pay this amount of premium. And normally it's a very small amount. And then if in case I'm not there, then this is the amount of money that's going to be paid towards my child's education. So you're able to lock that. Let's say you're able to protect your child's education in that term. There's something Eunice said about your children already having made good friends where they are in school. So if you're going to move your child to another school because maybe you became disabled or you're not there and the person you left with has to move them to another lower school, or maybe even basically just another school where they need to now find new friends. They had a teacher in the other school that really understood them. Now they have to now deal with new teachers maybe who don't even care about their welfare. So those are the things that we are trying to look at. We are trying to protect as a parent, and it's now for Britam to help you, and Bismart as to help you to actually ensure that that happens for your child. They will deal with the loss, but at least the friends that they had, the teachers that they had that they trusted are the same people that they continue to deal with, isn't it? So that is how Elimu Smart gives you that opportunity. It's a safety net for your child. The other thing is on affordability. So you'll find possibly we have very, very good products, not just Britam, but there are very, very excellent education policies out there. But what if financially you're not able to do that monthly premium, or maybe even it's for your own maybe preference, you prefer to just do one payment a year and you forget that, then there's that opportunity that maybe you do not have with the other education conventional policies that we have. So we give you an opportunity to use this product called Elimu Smart to pay one premium every year. You'll find someone has 100,000 in school fees, and the only amount that they are paying per year is around 2,400. If you actually calculate that in monthly terms, how much money do I need to put aside for me to actually be able to ensure my child, if in case of anything, they'll actually be able to still continue enjoying the same level of education that I had given them, even when I was still okay. So you find that comes to around 200 shillings. Yeah, so if you look at it in that sense, then you find that there's a lot of people who can afford at least 200 shillings per month. Yeah, so it allows you to still give your child the education that you always wanted, and they continue enjoying that. The other thing is the short-term nature. So we've always have people saying, hey, these policies are too long. Yeah, I don't want to pay for 15 years. I don't want to pay for 10 years. So we do have products even for 6 years. But there's that one person, maybe it's you, who wants to just do maybe once a year. I pay once a year and I'm able to actually pay myself. So normally we tell our customers, plan yourself. You can even open an account and say, I'll be saving 200 shillings per month, knowing every January, let's say maybe you took your policy in January, every January I'll be required to pay 2,400. I can easily plan myself. I have a whole year. So out of 365 days, I have that one single day when I need to make sure that this money is available. So in case of anything happens, I will be definitely assured that my child education continues as is, whether I am there or not. So that is what we are talking about, the short-term nature. It allows you to plan yourself within that period. And if next year, maybe you're not able to continue, you can maybe choose a lower sum assured. So it gives you that flexibility to again make changes as you wish to. So that is what this product is giving you, and I can tell you for a fact it's not out there in the market at the moment. So you'll be actually the first people to have heard about it. Okay, so the other one is on easy sign up. Eunice has talked about just going to your machine, opening it and signing up digitally. Digital is actually the way to go. I don't want to challenge most of us. How many of us today go to a supermarket and pay using cash? Most of us, especially because of this, not pay bill, they buy good deals. It is very cheap for you to actually just make a payment through your M-Pesa. So we are trying to find ways to make our customers' life easy. And people love convenience. I love convenience. I like to be able to know that I can make my payments without having to walk into an office somewhere, fill in a form, make some payment using cash. So we are making everything conveniently. You can have gone to work in the morning, plan yourself, go cook your dinner in the evening, let your family, after they finished and now you're preparing yourself to eat, you open the Elimu Smart website, that is their portal. No paperwork required. You just put in your details there, make the payment through your M-Pesa. So as long as there's money in your M-Pesa, you're able to make that payment instantly. After that, you go to sleep, and tomorrow morning you're waking up, everything is sorted out. You're already assured. If anything were to happen to me on my way to work, my child's school fees will still be payable, whether I'm there or not. The other thing is on surprises. Yeah, so normally a surprise is something that happens without your knowledge. You had not planned for it. Death is one of them, and we really hate to talk about it, but it's actually something that's a reality. Critical illness, like I've mentioned right now, every year our country can 48,000 people get cancer. It is something that not you and I will plan for. No one knows, isn't it? And most of the time you'll find 70% of people go to the hospital when it's already too late. So by the time you're finding out, you do not have time to plan. So what you need is to take care of that eventuality happening, and it's a surprise. Pay that 1,000 Kenya shillings, have it, sort out your school fees issues for your child. At least whatever happens, whichever, as I'm dealing with the bills for the hospital, my education, the education for my child is set, isn't it? Maybe something like stroke and something like heart attacks that just catch you by that surprise. No one ever plans for these things. At least you're assured. And the unfortunate thing is that nowadays, people even in their 40s are getting these kinds of critical illness. So how prepared are you for that eventuality? Whether or not you can afford any other policy, at least that minimal amount you should be able to just put aside for the sake of ensuring that your child's education is intact. The other thing is on guaranteeing payments. What we are saying here is that you don't want to leave your money somewhere, and then in case you're not there, that money is not paid. It does not go to where you wanted. Let me give an example. Maybe you open, and I'm not attacking any I'm not attacking any institution or anything, but maybe if you open like maybe a bank account, because you meet people out there and they're saying, me, instead of putting my money in insurance, nina save your pesa kwa bank account. I've opened my a bank account for my child towards that education. let me tell you what will happen. So you, God forbid, you pass on. So that money that you left in that account, you have left it into the hands of the court of law to decide where should this money go. Because normally, if there's money that is left in a bank account, there has to be a letter of administration from the court of law saying that this should be the right person to be paid this money. So what if it goes to the wrong person? Someone who does not even care about your children. Yeah, so you basically left that decision to someone else other than someone like, maybe, let me give an example. As Britam and as Bismart, we've come together to say that if anything were to happen, if this is the person you had chosen to be given this money to pay for the education, that is the exact person. We don't need to consult anyone. You left that with a written instruction saying, this is the rightful person, this is my child, and this is the amount of school fees that I want my child to be paid for. So those are some of the things you need to look at. And that's why most of us are normally encouraged, like, write a will and say, this is what should be happening in case I'm not there. So that guarantee in payment is what we are saying as a company. When you buy such a product, because of the insurance nature of it, it ensures that the person that you wanted to be paid that money you've been working so hard for is the exact person who will actually be paid that money. So that guarantee is, I would call it peace of mind for yourself. Yeah, give us that responsibility of ensuring that that money, those plans that you made when you're alive, those plans that you made when you're able, are actually what is actualized in case of your absence. There's no one fighting here and there saying, this is, I'm the one who's been taking care of the children. The one that you left us, that when you're signing up, you'll have given us, this is my beneficiary, this is the nominated beneficiary in case my child is below the ages of 18. So these are the things that we are assuring you as a company we need to, we are going to do in case you're not there. So some of these things, insurance is basically peace of mind for yourself. Yeah, that in case I'm not there, what I had planned to do, what I had intended to do is what is going to happen. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope if there's any question, of course, we are going to address it in terms of the benefits.
Yeah, I see a couple of questions in the chat box, and I'll go ahead and I'll ask them, and then Lois or Susan can answer.
Maybe we can, sorry,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Let's finish first with the process of onboarding.
Oh, sorry.
Then
Yeah, you're right.
Then we can go next to that.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you. So I will take you through the process of registering for the product. This is how our website looks like. You'll go to elimusmart.co.ke. Once you're on the page, you'll click on insurance, then you'll click on Elimu Smart. We can do it practically. If anyone has a phone or next to a computer, please, let's do it practically.
Could you share, are you sharing the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
We cannot see it. So you could share again.
Okay, let me just redo it again, sorry. Okay, is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So once you click on insurance, you'll click on Elimu Smart, then it will bring you to this page where you'll be able to enter your details. If you're able to do it as a practical, kindly just do it. Kindly make sure to remember to enter your correct date of birth. Then you enter the amount of school fees that you're paying. We will take an example of 100,000. Then the level of education, assuming it's primary, we'll be able to enter that. You can see that you're able to select which level of primary or which level of education your kid is. you have the option of selecting how many years you want to ensure the kids' protection fee. So I'll enter 1 year for this case. Then you're able to submit. Then it will give you a real-time quotation of how much you're supposed to pay. In this case, I'm supposed to pay 2,454. I will click on buy. It will ask for my details. Sorry. Sorry about that. It will ask you to log in or register. So if it's your first time to get into the system, it will take you to register. You'll be able to enter your details. Once you've registered, it will be able to take you to the page where it will ask you to pay. Then you will click on buy. Then it will send you an STK push to your phone number where you'll be able to enter your PIN. After you've entered your PIN, just give me a minute. I seem to have forgotten my password. Derek, do we have the live video you can play for us? The video of onboarding.
How about this? We take someone, let's say someone can volunteer one of the attendees so that we can show them live how it's being done.
Okay, that is a good idea. Someone to volunteer?
I can do that.
Yes, Lillian, I can see your hand is raised. Also, Susan, your hand is raised. I will, Susan, just give me your details. Your first name?
Susan Karaoke.
Okay. Your email address?
Susan K. Kinyanjui @gmail.
Susan K. Kinyanjui. That way?
Yes.
@gmail.com.
Yes.
Your phone number?
29
Mm-hmm.
00
Okay.
81
Yes.
29.
29. Date of birth?
Yes. 10th June 1980.
What is the fees that you're paying at the moment?
So now in this case, do you give per child or for all the children?
You can do per child or you can do all the children all together. So long as the limit does not pass 1 million.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the school fees is per term, right?
No, it's per year.
So I'll take maybe one child per year would be 210,000.
We will round it off to either 200 or 250. Which one would you prefer?
250.
250. The level of education?
Primary.
Number of years that you wish to cover?
4 years.
Okay, then you click on submit.
Mm-hmm.
then that is the quotation, that is the amount you're supposed to pay. 24,532 for the 4 years. Okay, then you click on buy.
Right.
Your email was Susan K. Kinyanjui. I will create a password. You can change the password later on. It will send you all the details on your email address.
Okay.
Okay.
So as Lois does that, I just want to emphasize. So in Susan's case here, she's paying a premium of 24,000 Kenya shillings to cover all her children, to cover her children's school fees for an amount worth 1 million. So for 1 million, you're only paying 24,000, and it's covering you for all the 4 years that your children will be in school. At least you're guaranteed the school fees that is available for that child. So I think it's a very, I'd call it a small sacrifice on Susan's end for just to make sure that her children's education is secure for all those 4 years. Okay.
Just to add on to that, you know, it's the way you pay your car insurance.
Sorry.
You should take it like if you're able to insure your car because you value it a lot. So why don't you insure your kids' school fees and just keep renewing every year, just like you do for the car insurance. So then it's a consideration that if you can do it for your car, why can't you do it for your kids' school fees? And you know, a car is just a thing. Yeah, but your kids' future is bigger than that.
Yes, so the 24,000 is a one payment for the whole year. So per year, just once.
Okay, just remember to always tick on the box that you've read the terms and conditions. You have it all there. Then you click on buy. So we have the option of entering Susan's number. Then an STK will be pushed to Susan for her to be able to make the payment. Susan, what's your number? Okay, let me just take you through the process. What I'll do, I'll click on pay later so that when Susan is ready, she can be able to pay it. Then when you get here, you'll be able to click on this and you're able to now.
Lois?
Yes.
It's important that if you could explain that Susan will get a portal that every time she buys a policy, every time if there's any claim, she's able to get all the details of her cover from the portal and the status of her cover. So yes. Susan, automatically you get an account which you can always log in and out. So what we're trying to do here is to avoid you downloading an app, but you can still have the services of a mobile app through the web application that we have created. So you'll be able to see how far you are in terms of is it issued, is it pending? As you can see, it's pending and it's asking you to submit your KYC. Lois, you need to explain what KYC is.
Okay, KYC means you're able to submit your details. This is from your names to your email address to your mobile number to the dependent of, that is the beneficiary. This is the kid who is now going to school, the name of the school. And also you're able to submit the nominee. I'll just click on submit KYC so that everyone is able to see what we are talking about. Kindly just remember your application's name should be as the way they appear on your ID. Do not mix them. Then we have your marital status, you have your KRA PIN. we have your date of birth, but your date of birth should be able to pick automatic from after you've be able to register on the system. We have your postal address, you have your residential address, then you have the name, the benefit details. This is where you're now able to enter the name of the school, where the school is. The sum assured will be able to pick automatically, and the type of school. The next one you'll be able to, sorry? Okay, sorry about that. Then you'll be able to accept. Once you've accepted, you'll be able to also enter the nominee, the name of the nominee, their mobile number, and the relationship that you have. From there, automatically, after you filled all this, you take a photo of your ID, front and back, and upload it on the system. Then from there, you click that you've accepted that Britam is collecting and processing the storage of your personal data. Then by appending your name, this is that you've agreed to all the information that you've given us, and it should be as per the information that you've given us. So if you've, in Susan's case, she has secured 250,000 for 4 years. Then she has, depending on the information that you will give us, you click on, you check the box, then you submit. Then an email will be sent to your box, and an email as well will be sent to us for verification. Then from there, you'll be able to either get a phone call or an approval information that your documents have been accepted and your application has been accepted. Okay, thank you for your attention. So I will open the session of question and answer for anyone who has any question.
Okay, thank you, Lois. There are a couple of questions in the chat box. Okay, one is, a second. How suitable is Bismart insurance for a parent with a child who is yet to join kindergarten? And can you take Elimu Smart for university education? I believe that has been answered, but Lois, please.
Thank you, Paris. Well, for the one for university, I've already answered that. You can be able to take, so long as the kid is in school. So we can say from all the way from kindergarten, this is pre-primary to university. So long as the kid is going to school, you're able to protect their school fees. So even the one for the kindergarten, immediately the kid is able to join the school, and they've joined and you've identified this is the school that the kid is in, then you're welcome to join on the insurance cover.
Okay, another question, is the 24K payable once a year? Is it payable? It's, I believe, okay. And related to that, I've seen a question, because it's annually, does it mean they pay 24K for the 4 years at the beginning of every year? Ama is the 24K for the whole 4 years?
Thank you, Paris. For the 24,000, it is payable per year, but on a reducing balance. So in Susan's case, this year for 1 year, Susan will pay 24,000. Then come next year, the same time, this is in October again, she will pay less 1 year. So she will pay only for 3 years to renew her policy. Then like that for the other year, she will pay 2 years, meaning that if anything happens, we will only be able to cover for the number of years that she has insured. Because remember, the progress of education is continuing. The kid is still not, let's say, give an example, the kid is still not in class 4. The kid has gone ahead, maybe class 5 or 6. So we are only protecting the fee for the future, for the number of years that the kid has not yet covered.
Okay, so Lois, to make this clear,
yes,
for the first year, if today Susan buys the policy, she'll pay 24K.
Yes.
And then next year, October, how much will she pay? Like,
the system will be able to impute, but she will pay less the premium for 1 year. So let's say 1 year is 2,459. That 2,459 will be deducted from the 24,000. So she will pay around 21,000 and something. Then the next year like that, less 2,000 like that. So it goes reducing on the premium per year. It goes reducing.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this only for eventuality, or okay, I don't. Okay, from Francis Allo, he says, is this only for eventuality or there is a payment? Any guarantee payment are there? Or does it happen even when the school fees pay, I can't pay, ama it's because of an eventuality, like unfortunately death or an accident?
So the amount payable, that is what you actually covered, the sum assured, is only payable when there's those three risks happening, either death, critical illness, or disability. Those are the only times that this amount of sum assured is payable to the claimant. Yeah, so it's not a payable in case anything else other than that happens.
Okay, thanks, Susan. Another question. Oh, sorry.
I just want to emphasize on that. Just consider it like your car insurance. How is it payable? It's only when an incident happens. And we have said, if you're able to pay for a comprehensive car insurance, then there's no reason why you cannot insure your kids' school fees. So it's an annual cover, and it only pays in case of death, or you're diagnosed with a critical illness like cancer or heart attack. There's a list of the critical illnesses. And then in case you've got an accident and you're disabled, you're not able to earn an income to pay that school fees. However, this is just the beginning. As I said, keep asking the question, keep telling us, what is it that we should work on? We're not promising that it will happen immediately, but I can promise that it will be at the back of our mind as we move on. So keep suggesting. This is what we call a minimum viable product that can serve you for the moment as we keep innovating. I can see Ayub want to ask a question. Please go ahead.
Okay, my question comes whereby if my child is in class 7, say for instance, and they are heading to high school, how am I able to compute? How am I able to compute a figure that I'll be able probably be able to insure for the next coming 5 years, say for class 8, from 1 to from 4, if I don't know which school my child is going to go? And in this
Susan,
case,
you want to take that?
And in this case, in a situation whereby probably my child is in high school, he's heading to university. I don't know which university the child is going to be called. So how am I going to compute a substantial amount of how much I'm going to insure?
Thank you, Ayub, for that. What I can tell you is once you're able to enroll for the project, let's say you enroll for the policy if your kid is in class 7. So you will pay on a yearly basis. So once the kid is done with class 7, the kid goes to class 8. So you're able to renew it again the next year. So once you renew it again next year, then it means the kid is done with class 8. So when the kid is going to Form 1, you're able now to edit and say, my kid has gone to secondary. So you're now selecting secondary, and you're selecting the school that the kid has gone to and the fee that you're going to pay. If it's a boarding school, the fee that the kid is being charged at that moment on how much they're going to pay.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayub.
And just to add on that, if, for example, it's a university, Basically, it's an estimate you can put and say, where do you want them to go? If you want them to go to Strathmore, this information is available actually in public in their website, and you can just check how much does it cost to educate a child in Strathmore. Or if you want them to, if they're going to the University of Nairobi, how much does it cost? And then you can give an estimate and put it there. Now, as Lois has said, when that year comes, because remember, we don't know about this year because you've already paid for this year. But when next year comes, then, and that's why you have a portal, you can amend the details of which school is the kid. So you need to keep updating. If you change your child's school, keep updating that the child is in a new school. I know this question might come up when, say, for example, God forbid, you're not there, and the guardian of the child wants to transfer the child to another school. We shall require them to look for a similar status of school, and then Britam will pay to that school.
Yeah, well answered, Eunice. And just to emphasize on the fact that this product has a lot of flexibility because of that short-term nature, isn't it? Every year I'm renewing. So if next year I want something different, I'm not locked to having to continue with something that I don't want. So if I've transferred maybe my child, they were in maybe Strathmore, and I want now to take them to another university, I'm not locked to having to have that same school fees. Come next year, I renew it, the new school fees amount. So there's that flexibility that you get with this product that you not get with any other cover that we have that is in relation to your education. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I see a question here from Masinde Webo. In the event of eventualities and my child is in Form 1, will Elimu Smart take care of my child's education up to university? Lois?
Thank you, Paris. Thank you for the question. Well, yes, the policy can be able to take care of your child all the way to university if you've selected the number of years that the kid is left with. So for example, the kid is left with 4 years in secondary and let's say another 4 years in university. So that's a total of 8 years. So if you had indicated 8 years in school and you've secured per year 100,000, then yes, we will be able to pay 100,000 every year to the school that you had selected. So once the kid gets to university, because university will be a different school, of course, then the guardian will be able to now indicate that the kid has gone to this university, and Britam will be able to submit the 100,000 that you had selected.
Thanks, Lois. I'd like to tell everyone that we will share this whole webinar, the video to the webinar. So I can see a few questions in the chat box. So yeah, rest assured we will share the video. Okay. Another question, does it support in case of job loss? We've said it only covers in case of eventualities, the 3 cases, accidents, death, and please?
Critical illness.
Critical
Yes.
illness.
Yes. Okay. I can see a question. I'm so sorry. Okay, okay. I can see a question on as someone who would like to be an agent. Okay, I'll just read the question. As an agent, how much commission will I earn if I make great sales?
I will leave that for you to answer.
All right. We have, that's a very good question. We actually have a program that we call an affiliate program. And all of you, even if you're not an insurance agent, you can sign up. And first of all, buy for yourself the first policy, and then you sign up, and every time you recommend Every time you recommend a friend to buy, you earn a commission. And this is how it works. You register, you go to elimusmart.co.ke, register as an agent. Notice at the top there is, you can register as a customer or you can register as an agent. So register as an agent. When you register as an agent, you will get a unique link. Now this link, you see the way we are sharing posters. So whenever we share a poster, just take that poster, put your link, and the system will track who referred that customer to us. So, and you can also, because you'll have a portal, you'll be able to see how many people actually that you referred that even got a quotation, we call them leads, and how many people bought and how much commission you have earned. So I would recommend, it's not just for those who are insurance agents, but even you as parents, you have parents in your school. This is a good opportunity to actually get some extra cash that can go into actually paying your premium. You know, you can pay your premium through recommending other people. So yes, that is very possible.
Thanks, Eunice. I see another question here. What happens at the end of the stipulated period? You sign up afresh. Like, let's say you've selected the way 4 years, right? And then after the 4 years of paying premium, they're still, thank God, well, alive. Yeah. What happens? They sign up afresh, right?
Good question. So basically it means the child has finished university. So you don't need the insurance anymore. And I know what the question is asking. Is there a cashback? Is that what the question is about? I don't know who asked, but I can imagine that could be the question.
There's a similar question.
Yeah, there's a similar question.
Oh, it's there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me answer this question by explaining how insurance works. Insurance works that it is a principle we call the unfortunate few are compensated by the fortunate many. And I will explain this because it works the same for motor insurance, for health insurance, and other insurances. So, for example, if you're in a chama, a welfare group of 10 of you, because we all understand how it works. And you say you agree because you're 10 of you, you say in case any one of us got sick, we will give them 10,000 shillings. And you will say that each one of the 10 of you will contribute 1,000 shillings so that if only one gets sick, you pay them 10,000 shillings. So now what happens is that if one of you gets sick, you will give the 10,000 shillings. That means there's nothing left for anything else. Now, what if two of you got sick? It means you either split the 10,000, meaning you don't honor the commitment to the one.
Yes.
Or you basically say it is not sustainable. So this is what happens in all insurance, is that, and in this case, out of the 10 of you, so the one of you will be very happy that they have benefited with the 10K, but the 9 of you will also be very happy that you didn't get sick. Do you get that? So that's how insurance works. It's the same thing that this one is working, that it's a game of numbers. You realize if Susan is paying 24K for a whole year, you notice that if anything happens, if, for example, Susan takes the cover today and God forbid, an accident happens and she's not there, we will pay 1 million shillings for the 4 years that child. I mean, do those maths add that you pay 24K, we pay 1 million. So it is only payable if we have so many people paying the 24,000, so that if we only have 1 or 3 people, then we are able to pay that claim. That's how insurance works. Yes. But I hear your point, and we will keep listening and see how can we make you very happy, just like the other one person who benefited. How can we make the 9 people happy also? Yes, they didn't get sick, but how can we keep them happy? So that is what I hear the question is, and we'll keep finding out how do we make the 9 who did not, the incident didn't happen. And I'm sure none of us want to actually die and leave our kids to be raised by Britam. None of us want that. But in the event it happens, then we will do that. So there's no celebration for this eventuality happens. And that's why, for now, let me just say, there's no payout, but we keep listening.
Thanks, Eunice. Selando Rory has her hand raised.
I just wanted a clarification on what Eunice has said. So if Susan is paying 24,000 for the period of 4 years, and sum assured is 1 million, in the event of demise, the beneficiary is paid the 1 million. And so what happens after the payment of the 1 million? That means you're done with this insured person, child, or what's the process?
That's a very good question. So as you can see, Susan selected 4 years. So it is not being paid at one time, the 1 million. So it will be the first year, the money goes to the school. The next year, the money goes to the school. So the child is finishing school. So, and I will ask you now a question. What happens after the child finishes school? Who had asked the question?
Selando.
Yeah,
yes.
That's actually, I don't know what happens after the child.
I would say we have achieved the goal. The goal is get the child go through school, and the child has gone through school. So we are done. And the child can actually now start, selling insurance so that other people can be benefiting. And eventually they'll get a child, and then the child will buy, they will buy cover for their child. So yeah. Is someone else who's asking a question?
That's Veda. That's Veda has his or her hand raised.
Please ask.
That's Veda.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my question is on about now the process for registration. I've seen in the website, it's done digitally. There's no any form of like paperwork.
Yes.
So my question is, in court you cannot produce something which is not written. It has to be written down for it to be a legal contract. Because you have to pay stamp duty on the document. Let's say, for example, like a Britam policy document, they pay like a stamp duty on it, and then it now becomes a legal document. In case of anything, you can produce it in court, and it will be admissible. Now, in this case of Bismart, there's no any that option of now the paperwork. There's no any paperwork. There's no stamp duty paid on it. So, in case of anything, let's say there's some issue which arises, and the case has to be taken to court. There's nothing will produce in court to show there's a contract. So it is not recognized under the law, that contract, because now digital. Yes.
If I got, sorry.
Okay,
go ahead, Susan.
Just to clarify on that, so normally even for Britam, there is a document. So the contract that will normally come out is called a policy document that is normally sent to you on your email address. And actually right now I can just say this, we normally do not have those physical policy documents that you used to have a long time ago. So nowadays everything has gone digital, including the policy document, and it's for any policy that we have, including Elimu Smart. So once you've registered and you've made your payment, your policy is activated, and immediately within the next day, you actually get a policy document sent to your email. Yeah, and that policy document is something that is admissible. We will not be able to, as a company, we will pay we will pay any claim that comes in connection to that policy based on that policy document. So we do honor policy document. And just to clarify, that paperwork that you normally fill in, that is the application form, that is not a document that you can say, I'm a customer in Britam, this is what is payable to me in case of an event. What we normally give is a policy document to the customer, and it's given to you immediately. If your policy is issued today, when you open your email, like in the next 24 hours, that document will be in your email, and we normally have to honor any claim that comes with that, just for clarification purposes. So that is actually, that policy document is a legal document. You can use the same even in a court of law.
Just to add on to that, it's actually immediately when you fill your document, the form online, you will actually receive a copy of the same form that you have filled with even with the attachments that you have attached.
Yes.
Now that form, together with the policy document that will come from Britam, because the policy document is based on the form you fill, those two combined make your legal contract. And of course, premium payment. A legal contract for insurance, you must pay the premium. There is that application form which you receive, and the policy document. So it's a trinity. So the three makes a legal contract.
Yeah, thank you, Eunice. And also just an extension of a clarification on that. Now, what about now the signature? Because you see, like a legal contract has to be signed by both parties. And since you guys are insisting it's now digitalized, do you still sign on it digitally?
You see, okay, please go ahead, Susan.
So in this case, your email address becomes your legal signature. So basically, even if you send us any instructions using that email address, we will honor it, because that is what you actually filled in as you're trying to sign up. Yeah. So there's no those things of having a document that you sign, there's a signature on it. Those are not really what do I call it? It was more like the old way of doing things. It's still working, but now we've introduced new ways of doing things. Most of our customers, especially during this time of COVID, having customers fill in forms, meeting and doing all those things is very risky. So we had to come up with ways to do that. And this is something that is actually also acceptable by our regulator. So you can be assured that email address, where we send you your policy document, is a signature in itself. If you send us instructions using that email, we will immediately be able to execute whatever it is that you're saying. So everything right now is being done digitally. There's no need for you to have that physical signature just to do that. I don't know whether you've noticed, even for banks nowadays, you can open a bank account using your phone, dial *7, dial this code, the same thing with Britam. You can actually do so many things nowadays without the requirement of having that physical signature that is normally done. That's how it used to be done. But now we are evolving as an industry to just accommodate how things are.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. And just last question.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's say for example, a product like Super E.
Yes.
So you mean nowadays there's no policy document? Let's say, for example, a client purchases Super E. So the client will not be given the policy document?
The policy document is sent on email. Nowadays we send them on email. We call it e-policy documents, including Super E. We used to have that option where your financial advisor comes to you, you sign the form, and then they bring it back to Britam. But nowadays that document is sent on the email that you gave us. So that email is very important, even for you to come and say, I want to change my email address. You cannot just do it from anywhere. You have to visit a branch and actually change, because now that email becomes your signature. Yeah, so you don't need to come to an office and fill in forms. And you also, for us to accept a policy document, it doesn't need to be signed. It doesn't need for an agent to come to you for you to sign. We send the e-policy documents to our customer.
Thank you.
Stella, you still have your hand raised.
Yes, I'd like to ask one final question. In the event that I have guardianship for children that are not by birth mine, or I'm taking care of children that are not mine by birth, how does this policy accommodate such situations?
The children whom you're a legal guardian to are your children. So it's the same way as you have your kids.
So I'd have to produce legal guardianship?
Actually, we've made it very easy. Are we asking for
No, we are not. I can give an example of a client that you have. A client took for their niece and their nephew a cover, and all that was not required. It's just because they're the ones paying the school fees of these kids, and they want to see their future continue even if they are not around. So they decided to take the cover for them.
Although, just to add on to that, okay, when you're registering, you may not be asked to provide that, but you will be asked. We will ask as Britam at some point. You'll need to provide those documents, for example, the birth certificate and maybe a proof of guardianship, because when it comes now to the claims payment, there will be need for you to actually prove that. So yeah, we will need you to provide that, not immediately as you're signing up, but even as you continue, we will need you to provide that, just to clarify on that.
Okay.
Okay, so during the claiming period, in the event something happens to me as the legal guardian, what kind of documents will you need for legal guardianship? Is an affidavit, say, probably enough to legal guardianship? I have to go through the entire
so you will need to provide something. You need to provide a document from a legal document, just showing that you are actually the legal guardian for that child. Yeah, so we'll be required to provide that, including, of course, things like the birth certificate showing that now you're the person who is taking care of that child. Is that clear, Stella?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, time is long overdue, and I want to thank,
Paris, before you thank, I want to give an offer.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes. For anyone who signs up today, between now and 6 p.m., there's a gift for you. And it's a good gift. So anyone who signs up between now and 6 p.m., basically signing up means you have paid and you have, your policy has been processed between now and 6 p.m. Thank you.
Just one last question. There's a question about both parents taking up for the same kid. Yes, you can, because it covers you as an individual. So in case something happens to you, then the fee can still be continued to be paid. And if something happens to your spouse, the fee is still paid. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to invite Dorothy to give a vote of thanks. And personally, thank you so much for coming. But Dorothy, please.
Is Dorothy with us?
Yes. Yes, she is.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you everyone for coming. It has been a very nice session. We have had a very interactive session. We are very glad that you're able to make time to be here with us. And we hope that what has been taught, what has been said, the questions that have been asked, that we have been able to learn something, and then we are available. I will say 24 hours because we have a 24-hour economy. So you just send us an email. We will respond to it. Don't worry. You make a call and we will respond to you. The last slide has our contacts. Please share the last slide. Has our contacts, so you are able to reach us through that. With those few remarks, I will pray and then wish all of us a very lovely afternoon. Happy selling. Let's go and sell and sell and sell and bring the numbers. We have money. We have money. So leteni your pesa tutawapatia pesa. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you this afternoon with thanksgiving. Thank you for the session that you have had. Thank you for the opportunity that you have given unto us. As we continue to sell, may you be with us. May you give us better opportunities. In Jesus Christ, we believe and pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Derek, you can play as a video as